guys, this is Meek's Thoughts for Thought. So I thought it would be an awesome opportunity to speak directly to you as the bride, because so much gets lost in planning your wedding. And the moment we become engaged, the term bridezilla kicks in, and I've given some thought as to why brides become bridezilla, or really it's something that people title you with, but if you really break it down, it's because we get stressed and we don't have the tools, or we don't have time to sit and think about those things that are stressing us to the point where we become that bridezilla. I hate that term, but it's used. So we should talk about it, because, you know, I really believe in life that it's the journey, that it's the process, it's the moments that make up your experience. And so if you're just going for that peak, which is the actual wedding day, then you're going to miss everything along the path and the line that you could be embracing and enjoying and breathing in. So basically, I think the first thing that as a bride to be, you should sit with yourself, set some time aside. You know, get a glass of wine, get a glass of your favorite beverage, if it's a Starbucks coffee, or if it's tea, or if it's iced tea, or if it's a smoothie, whatever that might be. Create some time for yourself where you can sit and, you know, even get like a big piece of construction paper and some fun pens and sit down, put your favorite music on, and really map it out for yourself. Because then, once you have the ideas kind of in motion, you can begin to not become that bridezilla that people already assume you're going to be, which is terrible. What you fear will meet you halfway, and if you're already being told you're a bridezilla, then why not behave like one, right? Well, that's not what this is about. This is about enjoying every step along the way and creating those memories so that you don't ever forget your journey. And then you get to that awesome moment, that peak, which is your wedding day, your day of happiness, of faith that you're making the best decision for your life and building your future. So why not start building your future now? And that's setting up some healthy tools for yourself to enjoy one of the most amazing and beautiful experiences that you will ever have, actually. So it doesn't matter if you're a first-time bride, a second-time bride. It matters what you've committed to in your heart. You don't have to be a first-time bride to accept the advice that I'm putting out there, because maybe your first experience wasn't what you thought it was going to be, but you've opened your heart and you're allowing yourself to have another experience. Numbers don't matter. It's truly what you've found to be true to yourself, your soulmate, your best friend. So, where would you start besides mapping out? So what are you going to map out? What are you going to put on that piece of paper? What are you going to put in your journal? What are you going to, whatever it is you choose to do, or just in your mind, here are some thoughts to start with. What kind of wedding do you want? Have you really sat down and thought about that? Have you really thought, is this wedding that I want to have, is it truly going to be a reflection of myself? Or am I going to allow myself to really cater to other people's needs and wants and desires for what this wedding should look like? It's okay either way, whatever you do. There really aren't any rights or wrongs. It's just a suggestion for you to really sit with yourself and decide, what kind of wedding is it that I really truly want to have? Or what kind of wedding do I really truly want other people to enjoy? And it's okay if you decide your wedding is for someone else, I guess. Just don't get lost in catering to other people's needs and losing yourself in it, because again, that's what kind of starts to create that stress and that bridezilla horrible connotation that goes along with our decisions and how we behave. So the other thing I would ask you to think about, I bet, is your dress. You know, your dress can determine what kind of wedding you're going to have. For example, if you decide you want to go to Jamaica and get married, chances are you're going to want more of a tropical beach, lighter dress than maybe someone who would be getting married in a mansion, who might want the full gown, the ballroom gown. However, it doesn't mean that it's wrong for you to wear a huge gown. But you do want to think about, you know, is your dress going to determine what kind of wedding you're having, or is your wedding going to determine what kind of dress you wear? So I would encourage you to, as you're sitting down with yourself and writing things down or preparing, to really ask yourself, is the dress the most important thing, and is that going to determine what kind of wedding I have, or does my venue get to decide that? The venue is important too. You know, if you decide that you want to get married on the beach, then you can start making preparations that mirror those choices. You know, if your venue is a church, then you know you want to start thinking about, you know, what kind of wedding that means, or what kind of dress would reflect that. You know, one thing that I specialize in, and part of the reason why I'm sharing my thoughts is, you know, I have been trained, and I do your first dance. I bring you in and I work with you and the groom, and we choreograph your forever dance, your very first moment as husband and wife, and that belongs to you. That is yours. That's the first thing you get to do on your own forever with you and your husband. You know, that's the first memory of you guys being joined, and so I do specialize in that. And so you want to think about, you know, the song. Does the song, you know, match the type of dress you're wearing? Does it match, you know, the kind of venue you have? You know, there's a lot of things that go into all of this decision making. And then the shoes, of course. So surprisingly, when you're picking your song, right, and you want it to match, is the dance going to match the song you have, or is the dance going to match the song? So you've got to decide that. So most brides don't realize that really the first thing that you truly should think about are your shoes. Now, what I mean by that is, for example, I am comfortable wearing 6, 7, 8, 10-inch heels. That's just because I've been a trained ballet dancer into ballroom, and I did Latin competition. Now, are you someone who absolutely has to wear flats? If you're someone who absolutely has to wear flats, that will absolutely direct your decision on your dress. I'll tell you why. If you wear flats and you pick a dress that cannot be altered from the bottom, then flats may hinder your decision in your dress. If you can wear a little heel, again, I would encourage you to make sure that you get your shoes first, because when you go looking for your gown, you want to bring those with you. Or maybe you'll choose your shoes at the same time as your gown, and that will help you determine what kind of dress. Because I know a lot of brides don't realize that when they pick their dress, they've got this gorgeous thing, but they can't wear heels. And so they go into alterations and they say this, and the alterations, you know, say to you, we cannot alter this gown. And then you're forced to wear heels on the very most important day of your life, and you're miserable. And that is something you really don't want to have happen, because let's say your forever dance is something that you've dreamt about doing with your fiance. You've been so excited to learn a dance to do at your wedding, and you're stuck in miserable shoes. These are the little things that you need to think about, so that you don't become that bridezilla. You don't become so stressed out that you're not enjoying your journey. All you're thinking about is the end result. And so I would encourage you, above anything else, to really think about what kind of shoes you're most comfortable in. There are some people, and then you might be out there, that say, I don't care. I'll just wear whatever shoe I have to wear to make it work. And if that's truly how you are, more power to you. I think that's a great thing. But you also do not want to be miserable on one of the most important days of your life. So I would encourage you to think about that question first. What kind of shoes do I want? You have to remember too, in all of these little things you decide, you're kind of directing what kind of options your bridesmaids have as well. And so these little tiny details that people don't realize around you, that you are in charge of making, these tiny detailed decisions, are what stress you out as a bride-to-be. And that's what people don't get. And then you just see us as brides starting to stress over little things that really aren't what's bothering you. What's bothering is that there's so many details that have to get ironed out. And so I would encourage you to sit with yourself more than once. And you might see your plans will veer or change or develop, and then you might scratch something off. But it's okay. It's okay to ask for what you want from now until the moment you are married and into the reception and off to celebrate however you choose to celebrate, your honeymoon, or you wait, whatever you decide to do. It's okay to ask for what you want. What isn't okay is to decide that you're just off the bat going to be stressed out and everyone's going to have to come catering around you. And it's okay to ask for help. It's just how you do it. Get organized. When you pick your maid of honor or your maid of honors, really consider them and the importance they are to you, and how you treat them is so essential and so important, because that you want them to look back and enjoy the journey they went on with you. You don't want them to look back and say, oh my God, I didn't even know who you were. That was just, wow, I've never seen you like that. I used to say to my brides when I would help them find their wedding gown, I used to say, I can't wait to meet you again for the first time. And I said that because when you're looking for your gown and you're looking for your veil and you're getting all this done, you aren't yourself. You're focused, you're maybe nervous, you're stressed or scared or insecure or not, just all these things. And I remember watching my beautiful brides, and I used to remember in the beginning I was thinking, gosh, I wish I could make this process a little easier for them. And I didn't have the tools at that time to offer that kind of assistance. I do now, and that's come with 15 years of experience. So what I'm saying to you is, try not to lose yourself in this journey. Try not to change yourself in this journey. Try to be true to who you are, and make this experience awesome for everybody involved. And most importantly, yourself. And remember to treat all of these special people as special as they truly are, because you want them to look back and you want them to be so proud of you and the experience that they've had.